All right, so back on it. I've actually done a lot, just don't videotape half of it. Probably going to be installing this water pump today. It is driven by the timing belt, so that adds a little bit of complexity to the install. I have a water cooler or oil cooler gasket here that I might install as well, but probably not. All right, so I really want to start getting this put back together. I've got a lot of it cleaned. I may paint the valve cover, I don't know. But I need to do the timing belt today, probably today. And then the balance shafts that are associated with it. So I just got in the mail the crankshaft lock. So I'm going to pull the starter and get that installed so that this engine won't spin as I'm working. It's at top dead center right now. Also got, this is just like some white stuff from me cleaning this. So I got this rubber and matte cleaner. Actually works really well. Really brought this back, which is cool because this thing's like 40 years old. I got the sunroof off, replaced the gears in that with a brass gear. Waiting for new guides to come so that I can reinstall it. Got a new steering wheel installed. Important stuff. Worked on the door opening mechanism. It was really difficult to open before, and I made an adjustment. Had to pull this all off and adjust the drop shaft that releases the latch. So this is really just kind of pops now, which is nice. Love that sound. But yeah, we're gonna get under here, do the water pump, timing belt, balance shaft belt, and I might start putting together the top end here. I've got new fuel injectors. I need to clean out the rail, put the air oil separator back on. I've got the reference sensor and speed sensor installed, so that's already done. I've gone through, I've replaced a bunch of the vacuum lines. I replaced the charcoal canister, and the hose was all tore up for that, so that's down here in the fender well. I have the entire power steering pump assembly removed. I'm sorry, power steering rack and pump all removed. It's leaking pretty bad. I really don't want to mess with it. That's my air and oil separator. I don't really want to mess with it anymore, so I've put together a new system with a rack from a Mark I Rabbit, the tie rods from a 80s Volkswagen Scirocco, and tie rod ends from a 91 Camry, I believe. It's what I found online. Does seem to line up pretty well, so we've already got that mostly installed. I had to make my own intermediate shaft, so I had to cut that and weld it. It was needed to be about 2 inches longer. So things are coming along here. I just need to put it all back together, which is what I'm going to kind of work on tonight. I will probably just update as things get finished. All right, just trying to get the oil drive gear / the timing belt gear off that woodruff key and let it soak for a minute. This has been quite a bastard. Getting the crank pulley off. It's a little rusty. All right, finally got the old water pump off. They didn't even use a gasket, so they just had silicone on this, which is crazy. And see, this is the older pump, so at some point they put a new thermostat in, but they didn't put the appropriate gasket on there. So this one has this rubber seal around it. That's what keeps it in against that circlip. So this probably wouldn't have worked that effectively. All right, new power steering pump is installed. I am waiting on the correct front main seal to arrive. Then I'll put that on. Get the oil drive gear back on with a new washer or gasket, and then put this whole thing back together. And she's pretty much ready to roll.